What up, y'all? It's a Robot Watcher, grab binoculars, and I'm back from the Senior Bowl. You feel me? I can't say that now. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about the winners and losers from days 2 and 3 because I missed the video last night because I had media day, so wasn't able to get that out for y'all. But I still got my notes. Just came back from day 3 practice not too long ago. Shout out to the Senior Bowl for letting me be able to come here, get credentialed, report on these guys, talk to these guys, all of that stuff. Saturday, 1 p.m., the Senior Bowl will be on NFL Network. Make sure you go tap in. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you like the most at the Senior Bowl. If you were watching from NFL Network coverage, let me know who you want to know about. I can let you know in the comments or something. Yeah, just, congregate down there. So let's get into the video. Now, national team day 2 and 3. We're going to start with day 2 because a couple of guys opted out of day 3. So let's start about it. Mike Green won. That was his best day. He did lose a couple of one-on-one reps. He went 0 for 2 on spins in one-on-ones. But in teams, he did have a spin that ended up leading towards a sack. Other than that, he showed his power. We all seen the viral clip of him running over Josh Connerly, Oregon tackle. Hurt my feelings as an Oregon fan. But had a day, you feel me? Once again, Donovan Ezeraku did really good. He was not as dominant as Mike Green was. I feel like the first day was Donovan Ezeraku's day. It wasn't like a crazy dominant day, but he was just slightly better than Mike Green was to me. Second day, Mike Green was just dominant. Ezeraku came in second when it comes to edge rushers, things like that. But both of those guys ended up opting out. They did not come back for day 3 practice, and they won't play in the game. I got to talk to Donovan Ezeraku yesterday. He has met with the Panthers. Seemed like he was happy that he met with the Panthers. Talked to him a couple of times, actually. And he seemed like he was excited, But we'll get into that. If y'all want, I can throw some of these interviews at the end once again. If not, go to my Twitter at the protest, THA protest 4. You'll be able to see all my interviews and stuff like that and the guys that we met with. Next, Peebles. Still really good. He was there for day 3 also. Still really good both days. Peebles, day 3, I did not notice him as much. But day 3 kind of seemed like a little, kind of chill day for the guys that already really proved what they needed to this week. They either opted out or they just weren't going as hard as some of the other guys who still had something to prove. But Peebles was really good in day 2. Can't think of exactly what happened because it's been a day since then. But I'm lying. I do have something in here for team. I put Peebles either wins or he draws a hold. That lets you know how Aeneas Peebles was playing. I talked to him yesterday at media day. He has met with the Panthers. He said he would like to play here. He said it went well. He was kind of short on the answers when it came to that aspect of the interview, but really good dude. Next guy I want to talk about, Jamari Caldwell. Big winner at the draft, or not at the draft, at Senior Bowl for me. He was able to walk guys into the backfield just consistently, but then he was showing off a lot of speed and finesse in his rush moves. I talked to him after the practice about that stuff. Really, really good player. As an Oregon guy, I'll try to be, less biased, so I don't bring those guys up as much. But those guys are hooping, man. It's a reason that we were 13-0 or whatever we was going into the playoffs. Really good roster. So, really good player. I did see one good rep from David Walker on day 2. But day 3, let me go ahead and get into David Walker for day 3. Day 3 was David Walker's day. With Mike Green gone, with Donovan Ezeraku gone, he got a lot more work. I also don't think I seen Josiah Stewart out there. That's just, he had an okay day too. But the day 3 from David Walker was pretty good. He showed that, as a smaller guy, he's able to win a little bit with the leverage battle because he's so low. But he's also so powerful because he's winning with leverage. He's able to just knock guys off and get up under their pads because of that power and speed that he has. So really good player at 6 foot. I think like 270, 260. Interesting build. But yeah, now talking about team, Bassa. I want to say Jeffrey Bassa. I think that's his name. I'm blanking right now. He's an Oregon linebacker. I know, right? Oregon guys. He had a couple good run stops in teams on day 1, on day 2. He shot the gap a lot, which I think a lot of people don't understand with linebackers. You want to shoot the gap. You want to beat guys to the gap. You don't want to just be consistently catching. That's not necessarily an impactful linebacker. You're just a good tackler, or you're a tackler, basically. So he has some good run stops where he's able to shoot the gap and get there early or meet the guy there. Edge is not doing as well as they did in day 2. I do remember this vividly. There was a lot of toss plays, outside zones, and things like that on day 2. That goes for Mike Green, Donovan Ezeraku, and everybody that was there on day 2. They were getting gashed on the outside run game. when it came to setting the edge. So yeah, day 2 was a good period for the tackles and the tight ends to be able to, you know, get those outside run games going. Day 3 teams wasn't as much. It was more red zone and stuff like that. I will say Harold Fanning kind of stuck out for me day 3. Day 2, he got a little bit better. I noticed him a little bit. He made one good play. But then day 3 kind of seemed like his day where he kind of relaxed, got into his feel, things like that. He has met with the Panthers, or at least he told me he thinks he has. He met with a lot of guys, so he might not remember it. But he told me he feel like he has, yes. But yeah, he had a couple good double moves. He had a really good one-handed toe tap touchdown in the back of the end zone today after a good release and good route. Harold Fanning, I'm starting to see the vision up close. On tape, I was like, this dude kind of looks like a funny moving athlete. I don't know how he is. Up close, it didn't really look like that to me. He looked like a good athlete for a tight end. Maybe not an elite athlete or anything, but blocking is always going to be the issue for him because he's so small. But yeah, cool for him. What else? Quincy Riley is kind of nice. Let me put that on there. Quincy Riley had a drop pick yesterday. He also had a couple pass deflections. Today he had a couple pass deflections. He looked really, really good. I did not get a chance to talk to him. But he looked good at corner. He's another one of those corners that come from Louisville, like Jarvis Brownlee last year, liced it up at the Senior Bowl, and maybe he'll be pretty good in the NFL. I have to tap into his tape to really get the full breakdown for y'all. I will do that. But he was good enough yesterday that I was like, hey, I need to put this guy's name down because he keeps popping up. Tez did what Tez do all 3 days, unguardable. Kyle Williams releases are crazy. I talked to Kyle Williams yesterday. He pulled out a Stevie Johnson comp out of his hat. Really good Stevie Johnson, Doug Baldwin, Devontae Adams. He said those are guys he studies to, get his releases right and things like that. Really good interview. I really like talking to him. He was excited to talk about catching passes from Bryce. He said 2 Cali kids, he would love to do that. He did not meet with the Panthers though, so I don't know how we're going from there, but his releases are crazy. He's consistently winning at the line with releases, and then he doesn't have to do much in the route after that, but he's still able to get separation after the release and things like that because he's so open. Terrence Ferguson, I put it down yesterday. Terrence Ferguson looks good. He's consistently getting open, double moves, shifty moves. He's not a super fast guy, so it doesn't look shifty, but he's getting these linebackers off balance and stumbling and things like that. He's also making one-handed diving or falling down contested catches in the red zone today. Terrence Ferguson was just good. Looked like a good, reliable pair of hands, a good route runner. Good tight end. I think he might be like tight end 5 for me, tight end 6, somewhere around there. Arroyo, he's Tez of tight ends. That's what I put. Fanning, this is what I said. Fanning won a rep. So yeah, I also want to shout out the Toledo tackle. I do not want to forget Darius Alexander. Dog, he was nuts today. Like, he was going off. Like, he was unblockable. I mean, he's blocked from. He's been at nose. Not nose. He's been from 3 technique, 5 technique, wide 9. He's been hooping. So I did want to shout him out. Also, I wanted to shout out Baron Sorrell. I think it's Sorrell. He corrected me when I asked him. He had some good reps today. He had some good reps overall this week, but he wasn't as dominant as other guys, especially in this group that he had this day. But he had a really good strip sack where he met Princely Uma. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's for the American team. But yeah, I wanted to shout out Baron Sorrell. He has met with the Panthers. I'll have that interview up today, probably before this video. So let's get into the American team. All right, so for the American team, day 2, I was not as active watching the guys because I was kind of networking, talking to some guys at ESPN, all that stuff. But whatever. I was closer to the DBs and wide receivers, so I got to see some of those one-on-ones. My boy, Jalen Royals, looked pretty good when I was watching him. He's able to get great separation with his releases, being physical, all those things, good footwork. Arian Smith caught a couple balls that I was like, okay, he has a drop problem at Georgia, but if he can, clean up his hands, he reminds me of like Ted Ginn. Like, he's so fast, he's always going to be open, but you don't know if he's going to catch it or not. It has nothing to do with the DB. But shout out to Arian Smith. Now, for the defensive things, let's talk about my boy Shamar Stewart in the team period. He looked dominant. I can give it to him. I talked about him kind of not showing me what I wanted to see the day before. He still did not do that as much, but he did show a little bit of flashes of, hey, I can rip and get under this guy and, attack the edge the correct way and pass rush and still win with so much athleticism. He forced a strip sack, things like that. The run game, I have no beef. There's no beef with me there. I just wanted to see him be more expansive with his pass rush moves. Still didn't show it as much in day 2. But he was just so athletic, so explosive. He was able to run over guys. He got to the quarterback day 2, so much so that he opted out of the rest of the Senior Bowl. He was not there for day 3. So shout out to Shamar Stewart. Next thing I want to talk about is Maxwell Harrison. I did not get to see him as much up close, but from the times that I did see him, he looked great in coverage. I know he had an interception on Jalen Milroe. He looked really, really good in man. I've heard some people say that he was best man corner here. I can't speak to that because I did not pay as much attention to corners. I was watching the D-line because y'all know we Panthers guys over here. I got to see what's going on. But from the times that I did see him, he did pop off, kind of like Quincy Riley. Shout out to bro, though. Shout out to Maxwell Harrison. I wrote an article about guys to look forward to. He was in one of those guys. I think that's all for day 2. Day 3, the American team, guys opted out. It wasn't as intense. They were kind of going through walkthroughs a lot. But what I did like to see, Baron Sorrell, I had an interview with him. He has met with the Panthers. I'll have that interview up before this video comes out, most likely. 4 to 6 sack guy at Texas. He looked pretty good. He got a lot of dip and getting under guys. He got a lot of swipes. Good edge rusher. He did get a sack where him and the next guy I talk about, who I feel like won day 3, Princey Umalau or Umai Yellen. That's how you say his name. They was able to meet at Jalen Milroe and get a strip sack. I'm not sure which one of them got the strip sack, but both of them would have hit Jalen Milroe. If it was live contact, he would have got hurt. But yeah, now talking about Princey Yellen, that guy was hooping. I mean, he was just doing he lived in the backfield to me in team period, from whether it was red zone or, from the 40, 50. He just lived in the backfield, whether it was dipping under guys, spinning around guys, bull rushing guys into the quarterback. He's looked great today. I think this was his best day overall. He has met with the Panthers. I talked to him yesterday at Media Day. Him and Donovan Ezaraku, when I talked to them about the Panthers, their face lit up. It seemed like both of them loved their meeting with the Panthers. I asked Umami Yellen how would he feel about playing in Carolina? Would he like playing there? He emphatically like, hell yeah, I love to play in Carolina. Donovan Ezaraku said he would love to be in Charlotte. He loves Charlotte, all that stuff. So yeah, both of those guys, just something to watch. But Umami Yellen looked great. A guy I have not mentioned yet that I got to mention, period. Walter Nolan looks like the best player here. Day 2, didn't see him as much because, like I said, I was kind of networking and watching the receivers and stuff. But in the times I did see him, he did flash. Day 3, first off, the fact that he was able to come out day 3 after having a great day 1 and a great day 2 from what I've heard and what I've seen in the flashes, shows how much of a hard worker he is and how much he wanted to come out and improve it. As you see other guys shut it down. Nothing against them, because make your money and get out. Don't get hurt or nothing. But it shows a lot that, hey, I'm still here committed to playing. I don't know if he plays in the game, but, committed to playing in this game and coming out here and practicing all 3 days, no matter how good I played, which is great, because to me, he's been the best guy here. He's so fast. His first step is just like a blaze for those interior guys. And he also can play on the outside. I've seen him rush from the 5 technique, like against LSU. He got a really good pressure and hurry versus a QB hit, whatever you want to call it, against Will Campbell. I think that's the tackle that was at LSU. He did it from a 5 technique after a good initial rush didn't work, got a spin as a counter, and then he was able to, hit the quarterback as he was throwing to Garen Nussmeier. Well, like I said, Walter Nolan just been the best guy here. I want to shout out the Toledo tackle. I think I did it in the last part. Shout out to the Toledo tackle, Darius Jackson. He looked unblockable. Like I said, he rushed from all positions along the D-line. Anybody I'm forgetting off top of my head? Landon Jackson is a faller for me. He did not look that good. I did see him have a good couple of plays in the run game. As a pass rusher, I didn't see much. All right, my camera died, and I ain't finna wait 20 minutes to charge it up. So, yeah, Landon Jackson, I think that's where I left off. He did get a sack going against Harold Fannin, but, it's Harold Fannin and blocking. It's not that great. But he was good in the run game, just didn't see as much in the pass, things like that. Azare Thomas, I didn't mention him in day 1, but he stepped it up when it comes to coverage on day 3. He played really, really good. He was able to, get a lot of swats, things like that. He was basically his own island out there. But I think that's it. Off the top of my head, I will be on a couple of, Panthers creators channels and podcasts, things like that throughout the next week or two to, kind of discuss more guys, things like that, go over my notes. But yeah, it's been a winners and losers. Day 1, 2, and 3 are all out now. Y'all go watch the game on Saturday. 1 p.m. I'll be watching it. And then when I get on the flight, I'll, you know, just catch the back half of the game when I land. So yeah, or I'll be at the game, and then I got to leave like halftime for my flight. So I'll just catch the back half when I land. But yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, share it with your people, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss none of that stuff. And I'm out.